Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Music Village. Now, a little bit of unfortunate news before we really kick off the show for this week. We are still transferring files over to our new computer, which means we are not ready quite yet to use the new computer for Music Village and all of the other shows. And according to what the maestro said, by the time we actually use the computer, will most likely be for a surprise episode of a work in progress for the 4th of July. And I bet you're wondering at home, why in the world will we do a show for the 4th? Mostly to see if we can do it while they shoot fireworks in the background, because that's exactly what they're going to do around here in the neighborhood, and I think we need audio evidence of why in the world we should never broadcast during that day. And Maestro said, why don't we not do it in the first place? Well, I'm missing a couple of screws up there, Maestro, that's why. Well, besides all of that, folks, I think it's time for us to go into another edition of the Music Village Update. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are finally in the 7th month of this year. My God, this year seems to be going by so fast, yet at the same time so slow with all of the craziness of this pandemic and everything else that's going on around the world. But to figure it all out, like that girl from the show Figure It Out, which I think was Suzanne Summers? I don't know. She was in the Olympics. But to get back on track here, folks, it's time for us to explain to you guys what's going to happen during the 7th month of the year that we like to call the month of independence. And I know a lot of you out there are saying, is it spelled independence like it's spelled during the Declaration of Independence? No, it is spelled independence as in I-N-D-Y, pendants. And the reason why we spelled it like that, folks, is because this month is going to be represented by you independent gamers, music makers, and entertainers from all around the world, more than we ever do throughout this entire year, with the exception of the Indie Awards. But I digress, because during this entire month, we have a goal in mind that before we hit the last day of this month, we will mention well over 100 of your independent games during these said shows. And according to the maestro, we already have 7 lined up so far, so we have 93 more games left to mention. And hopefully you can submit a couple of games in so we can mention them on a weekly basis here on the shows to meet our goal. And I guess with that Sarah McLachlan line to start off things, we also have for this month of independence for the video game stories. Besides this week, every single week for this month will have an independent game mentioned for a video game stories. And what games will be mentioned? Well, from creators such as M. Dickey, or even from freeonlinegames.com, or wherever we can pluck indie games from wherever from around this great world. And also besides that, folks, in another 2 weeks, not only will we be reviewing the match card and doing a pay-per-view review for Extreme Rules, but we'll also be answering your questions at home for another edition of the Music Village Mailbag. And according to the maestro, it'll be a little bit too late for us to wear that giant Uncle Sam hat, but we're gonna do it anyway. Cause hey, it's something we want to do. And alongside with all of that, folks, in another 3 weeks from today, we will have a very special level 110 edition of the Indie Radio Arcade. Now, unfortunately, we will not feature a Nicolas Cage movie for that, but instead, we have a John Travolta classic film lined up just for that week. And according to the maestro, it cannot be the movie we have on the reserve for the 113th episode of the Indie Radio Arcade that will take place most likely in, August or September? Either way, we have something planned that does involve John Travolta for that said 113th show, but it's a top secret plan. That's in the future. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, not only for Under the Radar, we will be bringing back the movie matinee, or the Madness movie matinee, with a whole bunch of independent horror films we managed to find. But also for the Tuesday night special, we may try to tickle your funny bone with a couple of cool comic shows that took place in the 90s and in the early 2000s as well. Because we really didn't have any theme for independent shows that was on the lineup, so we decided to grab what we could get. And I guess with everybody in the nim of what we got planned thus far, with a couple of cool ideas we may add along the way, we recommend for all of you out there to hold your streamers up high, strap yourselves in like we tell you every single month, and get prepared for a month that is for the people, by the people, and somehow created by the people. Now, I had a better line than that, but yeah, created by the people is the best way we can end it. And this is all about you guys out there with a spotlight so bright on you that you'll feel like you're cooking on Pismo Beach. And I guess with that line out of the way that I got a feeling confused a lot of you out there, I think it's time for us to head back into the music, and when we return, we'll be back with more Music Village that you can shake a Roman candle at right after this. So don't go anywhere just yet, folks, and stay tuned.